One of the things that pops up for me when we're thinking about self-congratulation and positive reinforcement and celebrating those wins along the way is something that I've talked about on other episodes of this podcast, but it's something that really has resonated with me and the people that I work with. And this is idea of saying, that's like me. It's a way of positively reinforcing ourselves because we are amazing as humans. We are so good at telling ourselves that we did a bad job when we did a bad job. I'm really good at it, but we have to reverse engineer that and become just as good by being very intentional with how we positively reinforce ourselves. And that is simply saying, that's like me. Because people talk about it all the time. It's extremely important. That's why people talk about it all the time. Celebrate yourselves. Celebrate the small wins. Acknowledge the accomplishments along the way. Well, how do you do that? Well, it's not about sort of these grandiose behaviors of massage and pedicure and all of these things. Like, those things are great and they can be part of your self-care routine. But we're talking about these sort of micro wins that happen along the way that we want to positively reinforce because we want to continue doing that behavior. So how do I celebrate myself in the moment? For me, it's simply, if I did the thing I was saying I was going to do. All right, I said I was going to go to jiu-jitsu. I said I was going to go running. I said I was going to work an extra hour. I said I was going to record this podcast or do the intros and outros or edit or create a new thumbnail or study a new book to prep for an episode, whatever it is, right? I simply acknowledge the fact that I did it by saying, that's like me. I give myself a pat on the back and a fist bump. That's like me. That's like me to do the things I said I'm going to do. That's like me to show up with my first principles. That's like me to do the thing that I said I was going to do over and over again. That's like me. That's like me. That's like me. That's like me to make my bed. That's like me to eat well. That's like me to move every day. That's like me to prioritize my sleep. That's like me. That right there is how you positively reinforce yourself. That right there is how you recognize the good thing that you did. Saying that's like me is how you savor in those accomplishments, in those mini choices, in those micro choices, in those daily behaviors and actions that lead to the massive thing. Because then you're reinforcing that behavior. You know that you enjoy doing it, that it's good for you, and you're going to continue doing it because you know it improves your life. Simply saying, that's like me. Pat on the back, fist bump. That's simple. Not easy, but simple, and it's very, very, very powerful and effective.